amazing viewers. Thank you so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you are joining from. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you so much and remain blessed. If you are joining me from Africa, Asia, Europe, America, Australia, or any part of the world, I thank you very much for your contribution. Please, each time you watch my video, go to the comment section and put down your comments. That is where we'll learn from each other.
She's supposed to hear from us before I go the case. We are here. The courts are where we are just outside the door. And we were called us, we are here. And our books and law reports are back inside the court right here. And the courts are where we are outside the court door. You have simply someone giving letters to them. That's the matter. And say the court was locked. So basically we were locked out. It's a secret trial. The secret trial. And currently the apartment have been next to it. Now, excuse me, on behalf of Ohanese, let me just make it very clear. Ohanese delegation came to this court. The traditional ruler sent a light delegation to this proceeding. The former governor of Anambra is here. All of them are outside the gates, being harassed and being disgraced, and I've been standing for 2 hours. I'm talking of men in their 80s, some in their 90s. I am the lawyer to Ohanese. I am outside, and at least maximum of 8 persons along with us up there. I'm not talking about those that were denied access to the court premises. We are outside trying to resolve that issue because we can't continue this manner. We have people that came from all the way from Aba today. Yes. We have a person who is representing Igbo lawyers here. Yes. He was not allowed access to the court. We have people who are representing Ndi Otokiwu. We have people who are representing Ohanese and Igbo. They were not allowed access to the court today. So we insisted that the right thing must be done. After all, we have over 9 members of legal team representing the federal government today in court. They were in court. Lawyers. We also have over 10 members of SSS officials right inside the court. Why can't they allow at least some members of legal team defense team to be in court? So they refuse to do that. And we're outside the court door trying to resolve these challenges. The court came in, locked the door, then denied access to the court. Before we could speak to Jack Robinson, the matter has been adjourned to 19th and 10th of January. I've not seen such travesty. I've not seen travesty of justice. We are just told. We are told that the court invited our client and the DPP and the prosecutor to have a discussion with them. Even when we are not there. Imagine. Just like what happened on 26th of July, on 26th of June 2021, when he was taken to court without reference to us. And he was tried on that day without us being in court. So the same thing repeatedly today. And it's unfortunately, we are within the courtroom. We are just outside the court door and we are locked outside. I've not seen such thing in my life. And there's no order from the court, substantial in court, stating that this trial will be called out in secret. No such order has been given. This is the height of privacy of justice. So today, and also the court, the last adjourned date, the court reviewed the guideline of persons who are visiting him. Yes. That guideline contained an order of courts and was served on the DSS. That order was furthered by the DSS with impunity. And on the basis of that disobedience to that court order, we filed from 48 against the DSS to commit him to contempt. That application is going to come out today for hearing too, because we want to find the court. The court has a duty to protect the sanctity of his order. So we're in court today to also inform the court that the order he made and served on the DSS was furthered with impunity. It can't continue that matter. So today, we are not even allowed to come inside the court to address the court on this point. So what you are saying as legal team, there's a clear case of denial of fair hearing as concerns the practice of the Constitution. So we're going back home to strategize and take a further decision as to whether we can continue in this court or elsewhere. Because what you know is that this matter must be heard and must heard what? Must heard exclusively. If the court is not willing, disposed to hear this case, he will excuse himself voluntarily from continuing with this hearing of this case. That's what I can have to say. So
yes. They say, my name is Bruce Fine. I'm Nnamdi Kanu's international lawyer. I'm from the United States. Today was the 5th time I was told I could not enter the courtroom, despite the court's previous order that Nnamdi could have access to any 3 persons he wanted to. I actually had a chance to talk briefly to him on the way to the courtroom. It's clear 5 times that they are targeting me in particular. That's the reason why this proceeding did not transpire today. And I'm here to tell the Nigerians and the international community, I'm taking this now to international tribunals. It's clear that the Nigerian tribunals are compromised. This is the International working group on arbitrary detention in Geneva, the International Court of Justice in The Hague, the ICC in The Hague, and I'll be going to the United States Congress and urging that sanctions be considered against Nigeria for gross violations of fundamental human rights. And there's no more fundamental right than a right to access to lawyers in a criminal case. It's enshrined in the Nigerian Constitution. It's enshrined in the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. It's enshrined in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. It's a basic principle of civilization. If you're accused of a crime, you have a right to counsel. And he's been denied access to me 5 times. And I'm here not to be an irritant. There are huge international law issues that are present in Nnamdi Kanu's case. You all know this kidnapping in Kenya, the extraordinary rendition to Nigeria just being one of them. So I'm here because I'm an international law expert to provide more enlightenment on what legal issues are present here. I'm not here to just try to create a problem or to create some kind of irritation. And yet I've been denied 5 times. What am I a threat about? I have not acted in any way that's disruptive. I've been courteous, provided identity that they've asked for, and every single occasion, Mr. Fine, you can't visit him. It's clear that I am the reason why we were locked out of court today.
Okay, let me interject briefly as a special counsel. We consider what happened today as a clear and flagrant violation of Section 36 of Nigerian Constitution, which is his right to fair hearing. It's very fundamental. So in our opinion as lawyers, we think what happened today is nullity. It cannot stand in law that you will lock lawyers outside, counsels outside, who you know as a court are present. You lock them outside because of a mild disagreement, you lock them out, and then you maroon our client. Somebody that was rendition since June, you maroon him inside the court without counsel, you speak with him, and then you adjourn the case in a summary manner to 19th and 20th of January. It's unfair, and he's in detention. Okay, and his health is not in the best. He's not in the best health condition. So this is something that we are going to go back to drawing board, and we are going to come out with very strong countervailing legal and judicial challenges to the travesty of justice that happened in court today.
The special lawyer to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they here, and he go like tell us what happened inside court. Okay, how he go today?
We didn't go well. We were locked outside, and we tried to get inside, but we found that the courtroom was locked from inside, and the judge simply didn't allow us to come inside because she had problem with the number of lawyers on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's side, and I don't think that should have been a problem. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has a right to counsel. The Constitution didn't say he has a right to only one counsel. It's a very complicated case, and he needs to have access to as many counsels as he can afford, and as the courtroom perimeters can afford. And the courtroom itself had a lot of empty seats that could have taken all of us. But what happened in the final analysis is that the court locked us out. And while we were locked out, the court commenced proceedings without our presence in court and adjourned the matter to 19th and 20th January next year, which we find to be a travesty of justice and a flagrant a violation of Section 36 of Nigerian Constitution, which contains a fair hearing safeguards for defendants.
So what will be your next move now?
We are going back to drawing board. We are not going to take this line low. We are going to consider a number of countervailing legal judicial measures.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay, now special counsel to
Aloy Ejimakor is my name. Special counsel to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I salute you now. Una well done, but I know happy.
No vex. Okay, and I don't hear as a special counsel to Nnamdi Kanu Tokam, Barrister Aloy Ejimakor, into say then lock them out, adjourn the case when they outside of the court. So now the summary of waiting talk be this, say then go back to the drawing board, go re-strategize to come back January 19 and January 19 and 20th 2022 for will be the next adjourn date for the hearing. So country people, now so it be for the Federal High Court that they adjourn the case to January 19 and 20 of 2022. So now the lawyer will just talk to us now in special counsel with the Aloy Ejimakor. So country people, now so it be they don't adjourn the case already. So now till 2022, now we go come back for this place to come tell on as the matter, the waka, they go. So everybody done they come out, and I hear them from the lawyer mouth, maybe Barrister Aloy Ejimako, as in talk say the way the hearing go today, he no sweet in belly at all. He no happy at all. So in say the judge been the para for the number of lawyers where they Nnamdi Kanu legal team, and if you say that one no supposed be matter where she go for ground. So as in the para they go, so then they go arrange themselves again to come back January 19 and 20, 2022 will be the next adjourn dates.
They didn't even say that the answer that we just call them in and hear them out.
Hold on.
What's that? I don't interview the lawyer. See now.
No.
Whose responsibility is it? One. Who's stopping them from coming? Who's stopping them from coming in? I'm asking you, who's stopping them from coming in? I have a right. But I don't have a right. Well, who told I don't have a right? Who told you that? Why are you commanding? Who is commanding? Huh? Why can't you command me? No, don't command me. Don't command me. If you forget to tell them what will happen, what would you think will happen? What will happen? I won't get him married. Yes. No, I won't link him once. So, good afternoon. I can work hand out. Surprise here. Yes. Page of honor protest because we call you. The person I want to fight more, and there is no going back.
O Mary Wonizu Monioya Abakare Mama Daora Bulaburi Mary Nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Bulaburi Mary Nandi win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Bulaburi Mary Nandi. Nande bu onye du aimo o meri woni nizu ngiro ya abakare mamanda ora una buri meri nande win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Una buri meri nande win the war. Python that's one, Python that's two, now Python that's a three. Una buri meri nande.